All right. How is everybody doing today? Good morning, everyone. Parang inaantok pa tayo ah. Louder, everybody. Good morning, everyone. All right. Hello. And welcome to today's stream. I can't do it, chat. Ayun na nga. If you think about it, ayun na nga is also all right. Diba? When they do ayun na nga. Ayun na nga. Diba? That's also all right, just in Filipino. It literally means the same thing. Welcome, everybody. I just came from a wake. Honestly, I did not foresee that we would be staying there for a while. But at the same time, it's just one of those things that you can't just leave, you know? Especially when people are still talking. Like, you can't just say, yo, I have to dip. I mean, the loved one, your loved one just literally passed, and yeah, it's tough. He was fairly young, chat. He was only 62. The loved one who passed. Yeah, chat. But we're here, and well, I promised you that we would stream. So we're here right now. All right, what comments did I miss here? Welcome, Tavis. Welcome to the stream. Oliver, Paolo, LJ, Romeo, SWG, MJ. Is Mock in the building? Did I say Lirio already? Yale is here also in the stream. All right. I can't say all right anymore. I feel like just...
Hola a todos, todo el mundo. Acabo de llegar a casa. ¿Cómo están ustedes? I just came from my Mexican friend's birthday kaya Spanish pa ang utak ko.
Let's go. Is it gonna be is it all tequila? I feel like you've had a lot of tequila. Now, do we have chat? Give me examples, please. Okay, I'll be honest with you. And in our dump account, this account. So we do have a dump account. We just never uploaded after the first one. But I am feeling it right now. I genuinely wanna upload on this account, and I want it to be all one-liners. All host one-liners. So chat, let me know what lines can we use. As in, gusto ko yung alright everyone, alright. But I want it to be stream themed. So I want to upload a second video, only this time everything is gonna be under the theme of live streaming. So we could also do the W's in the chat, everyone. As in yung talagang OOA natin. Give me suggestions on what lines we could say apart from alright and all the other ones that we've already seen. Alright, chat. Alright. That's too hard to say, Gio. Okay, if we hit a 100 all right counter tonight, we're gonna put out that TikTok by over the weekend. If not, I guess we'll just have to extend. But yeah, that's really what I wanna do. I wanna put out a second video already, and among all the things that have come and passed, all the trends, all the stuff that I should have hopped on, I feel like this is one where I could actually be decent in because it's what we actually do. We live stream and essentially we're hosts. Actually, yun yung tawag sa amin ng TikTok. As a live streamer on TikTok, our official job title is TikTok host. Hey Mock, welcome to the stream. Hey Arflo, welcome to the stream. Yon, Gio. Wait, so tequila lang? Puro tequila lang kayo? Chat, so please drop one-liners here. Mga host na one-liners na pwede nating gamitin para sa i-upload nating TikTok over the weekend. What the hell is this? What the hell is this, man? Come on. Come on, Bok. This is not enjoyable. Sarap. I love Mexican. No, that's not a good one-liner, SWG. I'm talking about these one-liners. Sana ba yung mga one-liners natin dito? Ito.
Hello po, ma'am. Nandiyan na po si Doc.
Dok, nanganganak na ako, Dok!
Good evening, Mother! Ready na po
Yo,
ba
good evening.
tayong mag-give birth?
Yes, Dok!
Alright. Sige po, hawak po tayo magkabilaan at tumili po tayo ng 10 seconds. Alright?
Yun, pwede rin yun. Yung may number, 10 seconds.
Okay po.
Ready na po ba?
Yes!
Alright. Ready and 1, 2.
This guy is good, man. Meron pa ba siya iba? We gotta get inspired. Paul Pablo. This guy has to have more of that, right? Ito, you went on a date with a host.
Type ko kasi yung mga nasa bahay lang.
Alright.
Yung wife material.
Ayan.
So, yun lang.
Talaga namang interesting ang lahat ng iyong mga nasabi. Pero eto na. Isang mainit-init na tanong from our viewers.
I wanna do this, chat. We just have to have one na may twist natin. It has to be live stream themed. At naintindihan.
Kailangan ba na mayaman yung family ng iyong magiging jowa?
Yes, it's important for me na mayaman dapat yung family.
Mali! Mali.
May maling sagot pala.
I'm so sorry, but thank you again for trying. Don't worry dahil marami pa namang chances to try again next time. But for now, hindi ko na patatagalin pa. Tatawagin ko na ang aking next na manliligaw. Pasok!
We gotta come up with something, chat. If you have any idea on what stuff we could plug into that script, let me know. I want to revive the burner account. Sayang naman to. 272 followers. Not bad, right? For our first video. Meron pa ba? Meron pa ba? The history class in 2021-25 teaching about hosting culture.
Okay, class, naalala niyo pa ba yung discussion natin about the history of Philippine hosting culture? So, andito ngayon si Senior Paul Pablo. Sir, parinig naman po ng words that shaped our Philippine hosting culture.
Alright!
Ano yun?
Ayan.
I hate it.
Alright.
I'm not familiar. That's cringe. Teacher, I hate it po. It's not funny. Teacher, it's scary po.
No! Wag yun! Wag yung mga quotes. Wag yung mga quotable quotes. Hindi natin pwede sabihin yun. It has to be in this way. Okay? Bagong gupit, bagong look. Alright. So good. Jet to holiday ad.
Nothing beats a jet to holiday. Ayan, and right now you can save 50 pounds per person. Alright, that's 200 pounds off for a family of 4. You are definitely right about that, partner. And we've got millions of free child place holidays available with 22 kilograms of baggage included. Alright, kaya wag na nating patagalin pa. Now with Jet2 Holidays package.
Tinapos niya yung buong script. This is so good. I'll think of something over the weekend, chat. Galing oh, yun yung content niyo. He really capitalized on it. Or she, I really don't know. Legit host talaga show, kaya alam niya. Host kasi talaga siya. Probably also di niya rin talaga trip yung ganong klaseng hosting. I've never heard him host. Probably dun nang galing inspiration. Probably just wants to break away from that kind of hosting. Yung tone and yung pitch of highs and lows. Especially with the it's pinag-usapan namin to kanina ni Ali, or it's very briefly. It's not that it's the norm or that it's the best way to host, but it's the kind of tone that's most familiar with us. Diba? When we listen to hosting or when we see hosts, pag naririnig natin yung ganong klaseng tono, alam natin na sila yung host, and in fact, it may even be the barometer of what makes a good host. Kung naririnig natin yung familiar sounds na yun. As in yung, alright, ayan, tama ka dyan, partner. Yung mga ganun na tono. Kaya I mean, I want to dig deeper, right? And find out a little bit more. But yeah, that's what I think. It's familiar to us, and that's why it's something that generally works. In fact, if you think about it, iisa lang din yung tono ng mga bata na nag-a-act. You familiar with what I'm talking about, chat? Pansinin nyo lahat ng mga child actors and actresses throughout time. They have just one tone kapag bata sila. Diba? Yung parang, I'm trying to think of a line. Daddy, ito po yung sinabi ni Mommy. Sabi ni Mommy, kailangan daw pumasok sa school. Ganon, diba? Ganon yung tono parati ng bawat bata na nasa school. Na nag-act on TV. They all sound the same. Again, not because it's the best way to act, but it's because it's something that's all familiar to us already. Na narinig pa lang natin yun, alam na natin kung ano yung pinapakinggan natin. Yeah. It's what's been happening. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense now that the more I've been seeing this. Low-key kamukha niya, by the way, si Carlos Agassi. Look at this, chat. Looks like Carlos Agassi from this angle. This is really what I remember. I mean, English man yan or Filipino, they have the same tone. Let's go, chat! Let's go! Thank you, chat. W's in the chat from Mommy Keiko's 5 gifted. All right, 5 gifted. Thank you for the 5 gifted from Mommy Keiko. Hindi ganun klaseng sensation ang natutunan ko. Yun na nga eh. I mean, I know a lot of respectable hosts, and honestly, Gio, they really do all sound the same. I think the differences come through the differences are in their personality their appearance, their posture, and the relationship to the audience. But generally speaking, English man yan or Filipino, ito yung standard so far. And again, it's not because it's the best or it's the worst. It's just what we're familiar with. Kaya nga nanibago ako di ba? Nung dito kayo kagabi, nung nagkwento ako about the host last night. Maybe I have a video actually. Do I have a video from last night's from Vogue? From that host. So last night, if you weren't here, chat, nagkwento ako about my Vogue event. Like a brief. Oh, thank you, Mommy Keiko. Also with the 250 super chat. What the heck? There. I hope I have a video of it. So I do have all the photos here. Do I have anything? There, it's this dude, chat. The way this dude hosts, it's just so different and honestly very refreshing. The way that this host talks, W's in the chat, again, the way that this host talks is refreshing because it's just one tone. And sobrang bagay siya sa Vogue. So yung sinasabi kanina ni Gio na yung intonation dapat binabagay sa event or sa culture nung event and the crowd, this guy was nailing it. So if the line is welcome Shaira Luna, acclaimed photographer and world-renowned creator. Okay, if that's the line. Let's write that down. I might forget. I have goldfish memory right now. Welcome, Shaira Luna. World-renowned. How do you spell renowned? I'll just spell it that. Chat. How do you spell renowned? Renowned. Chat. Yo, I'm blanking right now. Renowned. There you go. Shaira Luna, world-renowned photographer, world-renowned creator, and acclaimed photographer, right? Yan, all right everybody. Para may all right pa rin. Okay, so
Hello kuya. Can't wait for our playdate.
let's go. Thank you, Mommy Keiko. Thank you, Baby Zach. May playdate kami ni Zach sa Sunday. Kaya kailangan talaga chat mag-recuperate, mag-recover over the weekend dahil sa Sunday maglalaro kami ni Zach magdamag. Okay, here. So, if the typical way of hosting in this generation, as Gio would put it, would be to say it in this way. I mean, the way to do that in this generation of hosting would be, all right, everybody, welcome Shaira Luna, world-renowned creator and acclaimed photographer. Let's all clap our hands. Shaira, welcome to the show. Ganun, diba? But this dude, it was Vogue. It was very Vogue. Sabi niya, all right, everybody, welcome Shaira Luna, world-renowned creator and acclaimed photographer. Clap your hands and let's all welcome Shaira to the stage. Ganun siya magsalita. And it was very refreshing. It was very, yung cadence nung pagsasalita niya, it was consistent, no slowing down, ganun siya magsalita. And pero monotonous. But it was refreshing because it's not the usual that I hear. And it kind of felt like I was truly in a Vogue event. So I wonder if we could find anything from that. Let's see.
Girls project. Not a lot of artists have as much.
Wait, let's see. Let's see if we find it. Wala eh. Unfortunately, I didn't catch him. Welcome. Wala. Archie. Wala Wala akong clip na nagsasalita siyang ganun. Again, I was amazed. Remember the name of the host? Unfortunately, I don't. Mahanap sana natin. Honestly, kahit corporate hosting, yung corporate hosting na naririnig ko, ganun pa rin yung tono eh. Mataas. And then my the words are enunciated. There you go. The words are enunciated completely, sometimes overpronounced. I really don't know. Again, I'm not against it because my theory is the way the reason why we or hosts are that way is because yun yung nakasanayan eh. Yun yung familiar sa pandinig natin. Because I mean, okay, let's do it corporate style, right? Pag corporate style, it's not gonna be as cartoonish if that's an okay word to use. Pag corporate, it's gonna be something like this. All right, everybody, welcome Shira Luna, world-renowned creator and acclaimed photographer. Ganun, di ba? Pero iba pa rin yung sa Vogue guy. All right, everybody, welcome Shira Luna, world-renowned creator and acclaimed photographer. Clap your hands. Parang yung dating inuutusan yung crowd. Because it's Vogue. Pwede, Levi. But you see what I mean? Even in a corporate setting, there is still that tone of highs and lows. That's just, I feel, uniquely Filipino. It's ours, right? And that's what we've been used to. Kaya nanibago ako eh. And unfortunately, I don't have the guy's name, but if anything, kind of feels cool to have heard that kind of hosting for the first time. What did it sound like all the way back then? May split ng masa na outright and yung formal tone depending sa portion ng wedding. What are we talking about here? Deadpan hosting. Deadpan hosting is, I feel like, where I would belong, to be honest, because I can't over enunciate a word. I can't, like, it's not part of my personality to be very animated, even in the way I speak. So para sa akin tuloy, like deadpan lang talaga yung hosting style na kaya kong gawin naturally. Makes you sound like an IVR. How is it? It's a good. I hear Peacemaker is good. You know what's good about Peacemaker? John Cena doesn't look old. But when you watch John Cena wrestle, he looks old. Galing ng Peacemaker. If you reach 100... that makes sense, Bok. That makes sense. Oh, I haven't even started, Levi. I'm barely at season 2 of Severance. When did I first say napanood ko na yung Severance? The first episode, I think 3 or 4 months ago, even before moving in here, na-mention ko na yung Severance. Napanood ko na yung episode 1. Today, I'm on season 2, episode 1. So technically, I'm only 11 episodes in after 3 months. Yeah, kakasimula lang, Romeo. Yeah. Maybe or maybe I'm all wrong, right? I'm also willing to admit that I could be wrong and isa lang yung like hindi refined yung pandinig ko. To me, it all sounds the same. Like there are only slight differences, but there's something that's still uniquely Filipino about the way we host. That could really just be me, right? Like in the same way, pare-parehas lang talaga ang panlasa ko pagdating sa food because I'm not a trained I'm not a trained person pagdating sa palate ko. My palate is sucky. Maybe it's the same for me kapag dating sa pandinig ko, it all sounds the same. Yeah. I'm also open to being completely wrong about it because for corporate wedding reception, wedding ceremony, it's all the same. They're just parang may knob lang na ini-increase lang or dini-decrease. But the intonation, the yung ganun kayo, whoa, yung gano'n, yung all right or all right, let's go. Ayan. It's the same. Just mas mahina lang yung volume or may onting pag-tweak lang nung knob. But it's all the same to me, Chad. This one was uniquely different. If you have to have heard it to. Let's see, maybe we could find it, right? Vogue PH? Instagram? Okay, Vogue Philippines. Vogue Philippines. Yo, there you go. He must be tagged, right? There you go. This dude. Is he a host? He's an editor for Vogue Philippines. There.
Today we're joined by two incredible...
Okay, chat. Listen to the way... Okay, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Buti may stories. Check it out. And you'll know what I mean. When you... 7 notifications na lang ang hindi nagagalaw. I very active ako sa notifications ko because kailangan ko replyan yung new comments for the Nor video. By the way, chat, please comment on the Nor video. Whether you're on Instagram, on TikTok, or on Facebook, we need as much comments as possible so that Nor can give us more jobs. And Nor could ask us to cook sinigang next time or nilagang baka. Yeah, it's out already. Please reply or comment or repost, save, like. Anything will really go a long way. Okay, listen to the way this guy hosts. It's different. Okay, here we go.
Today we're joined by two incredible photographers as they reflect on how image making has evolved, especially in a time when visual storytelling is constantly shifting in this digital age. First up, we have a visual artist and photographer whose work blends local culture with surf life. His move to Siargao inspired a deeper focus on nature, the ocean, and surf icons as his muses. Please welcome Archie Giotina.
Diba? You guys, when you know what I'm talking about now? It's very different. Very, very different. Facilitator is a good word. Actually, you nailed it. Facilitator is such a good word. Kasi hindi talaga like I get corporate too. Pag corporate, may tono pa rin ako naririnig eh. Ito, I mean, like, ito, hindi Diba? Alright, keep listening.
Joining him also is a photographer and...
Right? Joining him also. He said joining him also. Joining him also as a photographer. Normally, if it's corporate, joining him also. Ganun kapag corporate, joining him also. And then kapag less than corporate or casual, joining him also. It's just levels to it. Pero yung kanya, joining him also. That's why it was so unusual for me to hear something like this. With finesse, parang tasing chill lang siya, nakatayo lang siya. It's very you guys are in alam mong nasa social ka na event. God, I'm happy we got to see this.
For her cinematic, nostalgic style, capturing everyday moments with a strong sense of story.
But the hosting skill is there with a strong sense of emotion. Capturing every moment with a strong sense of emotion. Okay, that's his style. Corporate. Capturing his sense of every emotion. Let's go casual. Capturing his sense of every emotion. Yeah, iba-iba eh. Pero yung kanya, capturing his sense of every emotion. I salute this guy. So all I'm trying to say, because it's refreshing to hear something like this. Or yeah, I mean, if Paulo says it's corporate, it's also very likely that I haven't heard enough corporate hosts speak. Kaya for me, sobrang bago to sa akin. And perhaps the corporate hosts that I've heard or I've watched or listened to are simply not in the style of this dude, right?
Continues to be one of the most sought after creative forces in editorial media. Please welcome my friend, Shira Luna.
Please welcome my friend, Shira Luna. Galing, di ba? I'm happy we got to see the story, man. This was the event I was in, by the way. Itong event mismo, I watched Shira Luna and Archie. Yeah. Cool, right?
Welcome to Vogue Friends. Today we're joined by two incredible photographers as they reflect.
Exactly. Parang di naman niya friend. Exactly. But the thing is, because I guess because you're in a Vogue event, you're not expecting something too colorful. You're not expecting something too bombacious, right? Or bombastic. Is bombacious even a word? You're not expecting anything bombastic, nothing too enunciated. It's just casual and chill. Let's do the vibes because we're all Vogue here. Galing. Yeah, ganun, like I have more videos. Let's talk about it, chat. Let's listen to at least half and then let's jump to the Vogue event.
On how image making has evolved, especially in a time when visual storytelling is constantly shifting in this digital age. First up, we have a visual artist and photographer whose work blends local.
Is he cute? You be the judge of that, chat. You be the judge of that. This is his Instagram. Although I'm not sure if he has lots of photos. That's him. That's him. That's him. Do we get to see a close-up? Oh no, I liked it. How do I unlike it? There you go. This is him, chat. Fashion Week distilled. Galing, di ba? Parang background noise langs. Yeah. Yeah, my manny has seen to interview siya. Where is it? Where is it? Sa taas? Is it this one? Oh, this one. Nah. Well, he's an editor, so it could be just that he's a part of the magazine. Yeah, pag sa company, yep, what's year-end party yung ginawa? Oo naman. Bok, kapag I get it. I get it. Kapag itong klaseng hosting, year-end party, oh man. Pero kapag Vogue, it's Vogue. Ka-Vogue. Taas second post. Oh, this one. Oh, well, no. Man, how do you be this fashionable, chat? Look at this dude, man. He's so fashionable. I could never. But yeah, how do you be this fashionable, yo? This dude is cool. He's aspirational. Agawin niyo, Mike. Gets ko. Hindi to uubra kapag year-end party. Hindi rin to uubra kapag kasal. Imagine kapag kasal, usually ba kapag kasal, tas sa umaga ginawa yung kasal, medyo hapon yung reception, or early afternoon, tapos reception is paggabi na. Pagod na lahat. Gutom na lahat. Hindi uubra to kapag ganito yung hosting style. Chief complaints. Okay, let's go to the event. I really want to show you how the event was for me yesterday, chat. There you go. Let's add everything into the playlist. All right, so this was the Vogue event. Before I want to clear everything. Hey Mars, I want to clear out everything first. What I want to say is that it's not exactly a fashion event, or it's not a ball or any of that kind. It's simply a series of masterclasses, if you will, of somebody who's renowned in their industry talking in front of an audience. So depending on what day you go, because it ran the entire week this week from Sunday all up until this Saturday, iba-iba yung makikita ninyo. Let me see if I could pull up the calendar just so you guys get a brief idea of it. But basically, on Monday, it was about actors. So may mga actors na nagpakita at the Vogue event, and then they talked about their industry, where acting is going, what's next for it, how do they manage to keep it all together or take care of each other, mga ganun na topics. Here, I found it. So here is the program for the Vogue event that ran throughout the entire week, from September 21 to 26. I chose two. It's not just by invite. You can actually go to it. If I'm not mistaken, if you pay for the entire week, nasa 3,000 pesos yata. 3,000 if you go through the entire week. I think if you go in one day, 900. My prices could be very wrong. On the other hand, I was invited to it, and I was given the opportunity to pick which days were the most interesting for me. So, ang pinili ko was September 22, right? September 22, Culture, which is about visual storytelling and building a future for Filipino actors. That's the first one I chose. And then the second one I chose was photography, because the rest, I don't really have an interest in, right? Simply put, I'm not really big on fashion. I'm not really big on beauty. I'm not big on hair care and makeup either. But I am interested in photography. Okay, MJ, have fun. Thank you for dropping by. I have an interest in photography. I also like people who are in the industry, because I always believe that there's a thing or two to learn from creatives and from experts in their fields. So ito yung mga pinuntahan ko. Culture and fashion. Unfortunately, for culture, I ended up not going. So pinili ko lang yung culture and yung fashion, but ended up not going on culture because yun yung day na dumating yung bagyo. September 22 was a Tuesday, and I didn't make it. September 22 was a Monday, and so I did not make it on that day. Yeah, okay, di ba? Kasi tinan nyo naman yung tinan nyo chat, yung nagsalita on stage. Dingdong Dantes, Iza Calzado, Aya Fernandez. So I definitely chose this day because it would have been a great opportunity to learn from these masters, right? Of their craft, and those who have been doing it for quite some time. Okay, so I arrive at the event, and it looks like this. There's literally a gallery where we could check out. That's Manny Jacinto, by the way. Not in person, but one of the displays, one of the setups. Okay, and then yeah, these are just videos of the gallery all around, walking around. I just got there. I was on time. And then I go up to the actual class or the actual place where the speakers would speak. I go up and ito yung itsura niya. Yeah, meron talaga. Parang masterclass style eh. So may mga standees of sponsors of the event, namely Vaseline, Levi's, meron din Tissot na watch and Leica ng cameras or Leica. Ayan, yun yung Vaseline sa likod ko. I take another video showing you the entire place. That's Vaseline. And I zoom in because I noticed waters that I would never be able to find myself drinking ever. I found Evian. Not just Evian, but sparkling Evian. So kakaiba sa akin. Bago to sa paningin ko, when I Googled it, it's 80 pesos. 80 pesos for a can of water. Sparkling water naman. Yeah, di ba? Kapag yung bare bones, may tawag dito eh. May tawag sa ganitong class, industrial look. Yung let's lalagyan mo lang ng black curtains. Saan siya? This happened in the RCBC Tower in Makati. This was the first event. So, in that day, like I mentioned earlier, may tatlong event. One event, this one. May tatlong event. So, we go here to photography. 3 events, image making in the morning, light and composition in the early afternoon, and then this one, late afternoon, yung camera as your co-pilot. This one is image making in 2025. Guests were Archie Guillotina or Guillotina. Archie na lang. So the guests were Archie and Shaira. I'll be honest with you, because I am not that deep into the photography industry, I don't know these individuals. But after hearing the stuff that they've done, I'm pretty sure that if you're into photography, you know these people because the stuff that they've created in their careers is impossible to miss. You would know who these people are. The guy, Archie is responsible for the Pearls project, and it's very interesting. I wanna Google it for you and show you what it is. The Pearls project is this one. So basically, it's, I think, surfers who wear clothes that are local to their culture. So, umikot siya ng Pilipinas, if I'm not mistaken, taking videos or photos, rather, of surfers wearing the clothes that are unique to their culture. Okay, so it started out with just the Philippines, di ba? Solid photos. And then it caught on, and then now I think they're in 6 countries. So you could see them also in Korea, in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. Diba? The project spread about. Here you go. Pearls by artist Archie is a compelling exploration of identity, heritage, and resilience. Through the series, Guillotina reimagines the symbolism of pearls often associated with beauty and rarity, a reflection of cultural depth and strength. The muses are a force in the water, gems of the sea, excelling beyond gender limitations and capabilities with grace and a passion. 7 countries already. We'll see more about it later, okay? Let's go back to the video. So that was the dude, and he's cool, man. He's super chill.
Iban sa grasya sa nagkadasi, kinuha na puno ka ng luma.
Wait. Full screen natin. And then Shaira Luna. I feel like she's also famous on her own as a creator. I think she has like 250K and she does a lot of brand deals already. Again, very famous. One quick look at her Instagram will show you that she is a very relevant person in the industry of photography. Shaira Luna, and then just look at your photos, man. O, diba? Powerful. Like, she's taken, like this one. Look at that. Siya yung nag-photograph. I mean, I really don't know what her role is here. Pero, remember when we watched the Four of Spades music video? Tapos na-shut down yung stream? Shaira Luna. Okay? And then look at this. Is that Ann Curtis? Like different celebrity. She's already made it. You know what I mean?
As much as I always speak about it, it's really the Pearls Project.
Hey, Leo.
Not a lot of artists are lucky enough to be creative.
There you go. The Pearls Project began in 2021 as a photo series set here. I think this is an easier way to understand what the Pearls Project is. Pearls is a platform where women honor tradition in motion and celebrates the sea that connects us. Featuring Filipina surfers dressed in culturally significant fashion. Yun. And then yun na nga, nag-expand na siya into Thailand, China, Korea, and beyond. Galing, di ba? It's such an original idea. You know, look at that. What the hell, bro? I mean, just think of the logistics and the elements that need to come together perfectly to get these shots. Not to mention, you have no control of the waves. The choreography, how to direct the subject, how they move. These are not things that they really talked about, but through the experiences that they've shared, mapapaisip ka na lang the amount of work that has to go through in each of these shots. Diba? And then this is the Levi's section, by the way. Levi's, I just took a video of this because it looked cool. Sige lang, Romeo. I think I'm functioning on like 5 hours of sleep here. You do have a section. And then there's this mirror here that warps. By the way, I like this idea. I think I might steal it. When I saw this, I'm like, clever idea. Look at this, chat. It's basically a video light, or I really don't know what to call it. Pero I kind of want to do that in one of our lights. Diba? Ano lang siya? Maarting pagsara ng ilaw tas ginamit bilang fixture. The one on top here is what I'm talking about. Very inspiring. And then the warping mirror, Evian at hand. Not much, just really exploring the place during lunch break. Then that's Shira, more videos of her. I think if I'm not mistaken, it takes a village yung overall theme ng Vogue event na to. I really don't know why I took a video of this. I feel like it was just important to do so. So I took a video of it. Another one that I feel like I should have just taken a video of kasi mukha siyang important. So ito yung sinasabi kanina ni Bok na very high fashion. Diba? It's very industrial, unfinished. Lagyan mo lang ng 6 na flat screen TV, malamig na aircon, and a fancy couch in the middle. You have a Vogue event. I mean, who would have even thought, right, that in the RCBC Tower, there is an unfinished section that continues to be a venue for massive events like this one. Ito yung favorite ko of all the photos shown in ito yung favorite photo ko of all the photos shown in the gallery that were displayed for everyone to observe and probably find inspiration in. This was my favorite one. This is the video behind it, but I think I also have a video of the photo that, I guess, for like to put it simply, yung pinaka nag-connect ako na photo, and I don't even know if I'm using the right word. This one. That's the video behind it. That's the BTS. All right. And then that's the photo. For some reason, I just really like symmetry. Everything that's parang balance of a composition really just is really something that resonates with me. Throughout time, I guess throughout my childhood. Maybe it's the building of Legos growing up, or maybe it's my personality in general that I really try to strike a balance between any two behaviors or any two things. Maybe that's why nag-connect sa akin tong photo na to. Amazing, right? We move on. More shots of the Pearl Project or Project Pearls. This is me going back to the event for the afternoon. Oh, chat, are you familiar with this sound? They were using this in the event. And if you know, you know. Listen carefully. Dress to impress. Yeah, it's the dress to impress game. If you know, you know. Oh, and then this one was cool too. I'm not familiar with the artist, but they are musicians from Siargao. Sobrang chill netong part na to. Check it out. Sound check pa lang to, ah.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Maayong
They played one song and it just set the mood.
hapon. And we say, maradyaw na hapon sa inyo buruan tinaro.
So often we have a relationship outside work.
And then
I would say that
this one is cool. Okay? Ano yung IAO? Siargao?
in the
This one, chat, this dude right there, let me honor him by saying his name. That dude that we're looking at, R2 Nepomuceno, okay? Neil Oshima is the dude beside him. R2 Nepomuceno is the person responsible behind this shot. And he gave so much insight behind it. So you're familiar with this 100%. And again, if you were here earlier, you would, if you were here yesterday, you guys would know exactly what I'm talking about. R2 is the person who shot this one. And yung binigay niyang insight, yung binigay niyang behind the scenes about what exactly happened was really cool to hear. Right? Because it's not every day that you get this historical photo, right? Something that, like echoes throughout the entire world. Because Apo Wangod, chat, is the oldest person or oldest person to appear on the cover of Vogue. And I've written down some of the insights that R2 shared because he was very insightful. Ang dami niyang na-share and of course for everybody aspiring to be professional photographers, I feel like ang dami niyang food for thought. Okay, there you go. So chat, Apo Wangod could not exactly move to different venues for this shot. If I remember it correctly, balkonahe lang to nung bahay nung anak niya, if not grandchild already. And the backgrounds had to move, right? The backgrounds had to move according to Archie without disturbing Apo Wangod. So everybody had to adjust. We're talking about 92, 93-year-old woman na hindi mo pwede masyadong i-choreograph. Diba? So, ang daming bigay na insight dun. And I think at one point, he also shared that the restrictions were so hard on their team that it was difficult for him to move about. And the variables that he could control were also then limited. Kaya ang sinabi niya, he had to technically, how does he nail this once in a lifetime shot? Ang sabi niya, he had to turn off his 108. What the? So he had to turn off his photographer brain, and he had to turn on his Apo brain. He had to think of Apo Wang-od as his grandmother. What can he do for his grandmother na mapapa-feel niya sa grandmother niya na comfortable siya, that this is not a high-pressure situation and that she could relax and just be herself. And he was proud to say that he was able to pull it off because this photo chat, sabi niya, believe it or not, was one of the first photos that he clicked on for the day. Like parang pangatlong photo lang daw to. And that's it. They had the shot already because they were able to orchestrate, or they were able to create an energy or a vibe that Apo Wang-od would just feel comfortable in. So the cover photo, like in my notes, nakalagay dito, cover photo happened within the first 3 shots. It's crazy, di ba? Na first 3 photos. Tayo nga kung mag-Instagram picture tayo, or magpapa-picture tayo sa restaurant kasi lalagay natin sa Instagram. Ang daming shutter, di ba? That was cool to know. All right, we move on.
Beginning with Shaira, she was my idol. Room without AC.
Oh, this one. If you're not watching the stream right now, and you're just listening to it at the background, give me 30 seconds, chat. You gotta watch this part because I have to admit, 5 hours of sleep, barely caffeinated, and at this point, probably 4 hours into the venue, your mind begins to wander, your eyes just begin to look everywhere, your attention span isn't exactly at 100%. Ito yung napansin ko. Out of all the things happening in the event, ito yung napansin ko. Check it out.
And we were really suffering together, but every time we took those photographs or we were part of it, it was so, the energy was...
It's nice to spark again.
Let's
do it another day.
Exactly. So, when I finally had the opportunity to photograph,
and it connected! No! And I'll kid you not, by the end of that segment, of that early afternoon segment, ubus na yung kape niya. Goodness, man. So I guess this is a reminder to please be mindful where you place your coffee with straws, because you're never gonna know, man. Yeah, naubos yung kape. Siyempre, di niya napapansin yun, nakasapatos siya.
Wording of that. I've been a photographer for 12 years now, and when Bea and the rest of the Vogue, we were a team of
There. Check it out.
Yeah, a team of 4 photographers.
Yun yung notes niya. And if I'm not mistaken, R2 is very open about these notes. If these are probably even posted online. So, hindi siya at all conscious about sharing his knowledge because he believes that if all photographers share with each other the stuff that they've learned, they can all grow together instead of photographers or people in the industry gatekeeping information, parang paatras yun or pwedeng mag-stand still yung progress. Pero if lahat daw nag-share ng alam nila, mga natutunan nila, mas mabilis yung growth ng lahat. Di ba? Ang galing. Naging earthy bigla yung kape, no? So we brought 3 different curtains, lavender, orange, and mustard. I didn't want the photo to feel like a candid portrait. I wanted to shoot Wang Od unlike everything I had seen in the past. I wanted to bring the studio to her regardless of how simple we wanted the result to be. She deserved my absolute best, but both personally and professionally. Diba? Galing, diba? So yeah, again, 3 backgrounds that were just swiftly removed from her after every so often. I mean, who would have thought that this photo, right? This photo actually looks like this behind the scenes. Na nasa balcony lang sila.
Who were there to do this together. And
ayan, tas ubos na yung drink. Sabi sa inyo eh.
Thank you for
Look at that, chat. Ubos na yung drink. Earthy yumminess. And then the last segment, the afternoon segment, was Ryan Agoncillo.
Good afternoon.
Ryan Agoncillo basically shared with everybody that his love for photography is technically older than his love for acting. I may have gotten the numbers wrong, pero kung 23 years na raw siya nag-act, 26 years siyang may love for photography. And he doesn't really talk about it with everyone, except for this day where he finally decided to begin talking about his journey. It was very personal.
My name is Ryan. I'm a father and a husband, and I'm a co-host on Eat Bulaga.
Yeah, so he just talks about his love for photography, and he was, I mean, one interesting tidbit or one fun fact that he shared about himself is wala raw siyang balak maging leading man. Growing up, his first love being photography, ang pinaka-interest niya was to be a still man, right? A still man. What is a still man? So, sabi niya, a still man today, in today's industry, is almost obsolete because you no longer need still mans. What's a still man? Basically, dati raw kasi, kapag may mga video, o kapag may mga movies na sinushoot, back in the 90s and probably even up until the early 2000s, you would need somebody to take a photograph of important scenes that would basically describe to everybody who are about to watch the show or are anticipating the show para makita nila what, they're gonna be seeing. Kasi dati wala namang YouTube, diba? You can't just Google or you can't just go back to these scenes or see or get a better feel of the movie without actually having to watch the trailer in the cinema. Wala tayong access sa ganun dati. So what people or what industries or studios did was to take photographs of important scenes or probably take photographs of the actors, portrait photos of them, and then yun yata yung katabi sa mga movie posters na nakapaskil. Right? So you have a movie poster and then sabi niya beside it daw, may mga still photos of the shots. Now, meron pa rin namang still photos today, but back then, you couldn't simply take a screenshot of the video you're taking, of the video, diba? Of the camera that you're using because it's all using film. So dati, bukod daw sa video camera, taking a picture of the movie or taking a video of the movie, may separate camera na nagpipicture nung exact scene. Yung tawag sa nagpipicture nung scene na yon is a still man. And yun daw yung dream niya, maging still man because he just, dun siya na in love. But yeah, one thing led to another and he became a leading actor. Napangasawa niya si Judy Ann, and he also did talk a lot about Judy Ann, about how he says or he knows that Judy Ann is one of the most photographed celebrities. So, ayaw niya na yung photographs na nakikita niya sa billboards. Gusto niya, pag uwi niya, pinipicture niya si Julian for who he knows her as. And that was very personal, him sharing that, na talagang he wants to capture moments like that, moments with their kids that are truly meaningful to him.
Report sa producer.
Then finally, Kevin arrives. Kevin had therapy for his shoulder earlier. That's why he could only make it in the afternoon event. Yeah, that's basically it. That's the entire story, chat. What is this, Levy? What is this story that you want to share? Cuento, yeah. Thank you for listening to Story Time. Check these photographers out, by the way. Definitely learned a lot sa araw ko na yun. Stuff that, maybe do not have a direct application on what I do as a streamer, but I have many experiences that I could learn from in this creative space that I work around it. So I'm happy to have been invited by Vogue, by Brandit. Thank you so much. The medicine has started to affect Gio already. Stillman. Who operate? No, not this one. There's literally a guy named Stillman. Is that a good thing? I feel like that's a good thing. Still human? No. All right. Good night, Gio. And happy birthday. Happy birthday to your nephew. Thank you for dropping by despite it being late already. What's up, Fish Fiend? Wanna go through a couple of Reddit threads, chat? How are you, Fish Fiend? Okay, I have a couple here prepared for you. Did you have school today? Why is it almost done? If galing kang Russian, papunta ka pa lang ng finish. Okay, anybody hungry at this time? I want to show you something that may or may not get you angry, depending on if you're in the mood for this. But let's get things started here, chat. Title of this thread: Oatmeal Champurrado. Honestly, I think it looks good. Why? Did they pay good, Levy? I kind of want this right now. I'm telling you though, it's good. Yeah, food memes tayo, Bok. No, Bok. Bok, chill. We just started. Nung simula nung stream, tiningnan namin yung silicone yellow mo. It's not good. It's not good, Bok. It's not good. Ayan. Epimeros, please make it stop. Yeah, I have another one. The title of this Reddit thread is Ang mahalaga ay importante. I kind of had a quick laugh at this one. Ma, bagsak ako. Ginalingan ko naman mag-review eh. Sabi nung nanay niya, yan ang gusto ko. Ang mahalaga, hindi ka buntis. I feel like that's a fair reply as a parent. Right? Exactly, she's not wrong. Ano yung top comments dito? I actually didn't read the comments. Akala mo, sabi nung anak, about that, mom. Ma, about that? Ginalingan mo naman. Parang tatay ko, nung nakita may 75 ako sa report card, kala ko magagalit pero sabi, okay lang yan, aanuhin mo sobra. Okay, who here is gonna be hard on their kids? Academically. No, press 1. Press 1 if you are going to be strict with your kids pagdating sa academics. There's no right or wrong answers. And even if you press 1, it's okay. Press 2 if basta hindi bagsak. Kasi mahal. Para sa akin, kahit basta hindi bagsak. Para sa akin, kahit di bagsak. Kasi kung may bagsak, tas mag-repeat, mahal eh. Diba? Mahal ang school ngayon. So, ang importante, pumapasa. You'll be hard on your students. Diba? Yeah. Yeah, growing up, my parents were never really hard on me for my academics. That's true. Lalo na ngayon, di ba, Levy? As we've come to learn, school is not the school as we know it, right? Is not exactly made for every kid. Parang iba eh. Like the challenge of a school or the challenge of a curriculum or a schooling program is to make sure that it finds the best kind of one size fits all. And that's honestly, I think that's permanent. That's going to be their problem for the rest of eternity because they can't exactly cater to just one kid. Ideally, that's how kids would learn, di ba? Na tailor fit sa personality nila, sa kung sino sila, yung education na nakukuha nila or na-receive nila. But that's impossible, right? In a class, private or public, you're anywhere between 30 to 50 students. So the challenge is to educate all 30 to 50 na one size fits all. But because that's the nature of it, malamang sa malamang may mga batang maiiwan, may mga batang hindi pasok sa mold na yun tulad ng sabi ni Levi. So I definitely would accept that kung yung kid ko hindi pasok sa mold na yun. And I would be more understanding and I would just make sure that again, pasado or dito, okay siya, right? Mentally okay siya. Oh naman, I mean, let's not forget, may mga, what's up VR? May mga athletic din na intelligence, diba? Let's not forget, athleticism, sports IQ, physical fitness, physical education, PE. There's also intelligence in that. Pwede. Diba? Lean into the strengths. Actually, Fish Fiend, that's another way to put it. Instead of focusing too much on the weaknesses and trying to pull up the weaknesses, making sure na mag-catch up siya sa strengths. I think growing up, I'd want to double down on my kids' strengths instead of minding where my kid is lacking. Doon na ako sa strengths. Triple down on that. Para ano, diba? Take advantage of it. Make the most out of it. What were they, Yel? Iba-iba? Grade school, high school, at college? Cherry Mobile, gamit ko at Shin. What do you mean by di ka abot dito, Romeo? That's for sure, Ephemeros. Lalo na, I mean, I've had this gripe for a very long time now. Technology is too fast for traditional education to keep up. It's like I feel like, and it's only getting worse, right? Traditional education is falling behind at an exponential level, just as technology is improving at the same exponential rate. Like it's 10 steps ahead. Next year it's 11 steps ahead. The following year it's 20 steps ahead. Ganun kabilis yung arangkada ng technology, and kaka-adjust pa lang ng education to kaka-progress pa lang ng education ng one step, naka 3 steps na si technology. Diba? Ano na lang, pwede no, turuan natin yung mga anak natin or yung future generation to have, what's the term? Acuity? No. Not acuity. Is acuity the word I'm looking for? No. Not acuity. Tests that measure how adaptive a person is. I'm looking for a word. Not adaptive. It's not adaptive. Hindi adaptive yung test na word na hinahanap ko eh. Chad, do you know the word? Is it acuity? Hindi acuity eh. It's a word, it's a test that basically measures how fast people can adapt or learn new things. Acumen, hindi. Hindi acumen. How fast they learn. Hindi acumen yung word. I think ChatGPT would be a better friend to ask. What I'm thinking of a word. Aptitude! Yun! Aptitude. I feel like aptitude is what we should double down on sa future generations. Natural inborn ability or potential to learn or perform well in a specific area, often seen as talent or a gift for something. Aptitude, I think, is what we should focus on. A natural ability to do something. Diba? To find aptitude in different areas. Yun. Be water, my friend. There you go. Aptitude, yung hinahanap kong word. Thank you for that. So yeah. Going back, kids, man. Iba na. I have a hot take too, and it's too hot that I feel like I'm gonna get maybe canceled for this. I'm not sure if I mentioned this on stream. May chance oo. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ephemeros, are you still here? Ephemeros being an educator, I think that you can easily correct me on this one if I'm thinking way beyond my depth, right? Or I'm talking way beyond my depth. But you know how kids of millennials are being criticized for not knowing how to read and write at an age where we expect them to know how to read and write. Diba? Parang nahuhuli sila eh. Kung di ako nagkakamali, nahuhuli ang mga bata ngayon. If, for example, ang standard to learn how to read and write was, just throwing out a number here, 5 years old, yung reading and writing or literacy ng mga bata ngayon is at a later age. 6, 7, instead of what we expect them to be at 5. Okay, so again, not accurate numbers, just trying to paint you an idea of what's going on, right? And I think it makes sense. Not because necessarily they're thrown iPads at such a young age. That's only partially correct. Right? That's only partially correct. I think it has more to do with consumption. How we consume entertainment, how we consume media, or how we consume on a day-to-day basis. When we were kids, Chad, the way to consume media or entertainment, you needed to learn, you needed to know how to read, right? You needed to learn how to write. You needed to learn these basic literacy skills para maintindihan mo yung mundo na kinagagalawan mo. But that time would be considered ancient by most because of the way video has become the primary medium. And with video, you no longer need to read and write to understand what's going on. Before, it was a prerequisite to understand the world around you. Kailangan marunong ka magbasa at magsalita. Diba? These days, diba, video being the number one form of media that we consume, or the number one media that is around us, kumbaga, the urgency, the need for kids to learn about if the point of literacy is for kids to understand the world around them, right now, literacy can come a little bit later. Maybe we can push it back a couple of years, right? Because kids can already move about the world because of the amount of video that's available already. Not just entertainment, not just necessarily for education, but just, again, general media. There's just less and less reading and there's just less and less need for reading and writing. I mean, come on, Chad. When was the last time that you actually held a pen and wrote something for whatever reason? Unless, of course, I mean, obviously, if you're processing government papers, which, by the way, you don't even, arguably, di mo na kailangan dapat ng pen and paper for that. Or maybe you're a writer. I mean, God, even if you're a writer, you're probably hardly using pen and paper. But you get my point, diba? Na if the goal of literacy is for kids to go through life or understand, again, the world that they live or go about in, then literacy can be pushed back because video has now been at the forefront of what learning about the world means. And I'll argue with you here, right? Video can be, in many circumstances, can be more educational than reading and writing. But I only say, I don't say all circumstances, because I think one thing video takes away is imagination. So yeah, that's that, right? Again, can you stop that? Can you stop a freight train? You know, can you stop something that is moving at a pace beyond our comprehension? I don't think so. I don't think you can stop it. You can only build around it, hopefully. But video takes away imagination. Video takes away many skills, just as it hastens or expedites. So yeah, that's my hot take. Yeah, physical play, of course. That's one thing too, diba? Na tinanggal ng video. Tinanggal ng video ang physical play. Yeah. I mean, is it wrong that they're too engaged in the digital world? That's a fair question to ask. But at the same time, we're consuming digital at an alarming rate also as adults. I mean, we're also sick with that virus of consuming media. An overconsumption of media. Kawawa, di ba, yung mga COVID babies? Comprehension and nawawala yun. I think it's, thank you for correcting me there. I think it's not that most circumstances or many or majority of circumstances advantageous in video. I would say it gives and it takes. Okay? Maraming napabilis na processes and learning skills ang video, pero marami rin siyang kinuha. Alright? I think that's fair. Diba? I think that's pretty fair. Video is crazy. I mean, as adults too, right? When we consume video, ang dami natin pwede matutunan. We go through TikTok, next thing you know, marunong tayo mag-woodwork. We spend 3 hours on TikTok today. Next thing you know, we're cooking the best dish we've ever cooked in our lives. But come on, you don't even know how to make pasta from scratch. Natutunan mo lang yan sa TikTok. Weird argument, but you know what I mean. I mean, kids are different. Of course, their brains still have to be iba yung brains ng kids sa brains ng adults. But I'm trying to make sense out of what video can offer and what video can also take away in child development. Oh, yeah. Miguel has a good point here. Sabi ni Miguel, I think the same. Miguel, Lloyd, Rin, Libulan, lipat kayo dito sa YouTube. Maganda yung conversation dito. My username is also CI Benipayo. Bato nyo yung mga sinasabi nyo. Okay yung mga sinasabi nyo. I mean, Miguel has a good argument here. Sabi ni Miguel, I think the same can be said with the rise of the internet years ago. Yeah, pinagalit. I mean, people frowned upon the internet because prior to the internet, information was gatekept. You had to achieve a certain level of prestige and mastery to access this information. Kailangan official ka in this situation or in this field para ma-access mo tong kaalaman. Because God forbid, what would you do in that with the information if hindi mo pa na-master yung basic skills? So the internet was the devil for many because the internet decided to just make information free for everybody. Diba? So I think for as long as we are aware and of the situation that we're going through, I think we'll be more or less fine. I think what's wrong is kapag wala tayong awareness na. Like, bulag na tayo or we're just zombies and we've totally, literally made brain rot happen. I think doon siya magiging pangit. Alright, let's see. Ephemeris here. There really has been a decline and I agree with the consumption issue, but more than evolving media, it's also how we expect to compress years of development in... Oh, this is a good take! This is a good take! I wouldn't have thought of this. Okay yung sinabi ni Ephemeros, no? Bukod daw sa consumption, it's how we expect to compress years of development and new human knowledge into the same number of years as before. Ephemeros goes on to say, picture this. Primary school before was 6 years of focused study. How many more subjects and topics were added since the world advanced? But we still only allot 6 years. That's a good freaking take. Yo! RT! Are you Rin? Si RT lumipat yata from TikTok. WRT. Diba? That's also true. And is it a consequence of consequence ba to? Si Rin din na andito. Yo, Rin! Rin, WRT. Is this a consequence of us just being curious creatures? Yeah, na ang dami lang nating natututunan. And it's, I mean, you know what, another consequence of this, feeling ko in the future, is it's gonna be harder and harder to specialize. Because what we think is specializing could be just basic knowledge in the next 5 years. But building on what Ephemera said, we only still have a limited amount of time to learn what used to be specialized na ngayon basic na. So I feel being a specialist in the future will take more and more time. 60 years old ka na, hindi ka pa rin specialist. Kasi di mo pa gamay yung dapat alam mo na, which took humans hundreds of years. Ikaw kailangan alam mo within 10 years. I feel like specialization might be dead. Ooh, hot take. Tama, okay yun. The world was fair when everyone had the chance to catch up. Yeah. I mean, even today. Do you even know the new features of the new iOS 26? I've stopped catching up. Not that you may have even cared to begin with. But that's just one aspect of our lives, right? Our smartphones. Yeah, I think it's the specialization, right? Or what we think are important. It's sobrang complex. Because, okay, I'll give you an example. Psychology wasn't thought to be important for kids to learn until very recently. And by recently, I mean maybe in the last 10 years. So what do? You begin teaching kids psychology. But they only have limited hours in a day. Anong tatanggalin mong class? Anong dagdag bawas gagawin natin pagdating sa mga pwedeng matutunan ng mga bata? I don't know. It's too complex. It's very hard. Ano pa ba? Sociology. Sociology is also very important. And we haven't even talked about how to pay taxes at mag-apply ng SSS na for the longest time pinaglalaban natin, di ba? I don't think they have to learn everything. Yun na nga eh. So, I think, exactly. So, how do we even begin defining what that is? Good point, Fish Fiend. The problem of education today, God, we're speaking as if we know what we're talking about. We don't. We're just, ano lang tayo, mahilig lang mag-lurk sa internet. Yun na yung pinaka, expertise, di ba? Professional lurker ng internet here. I think that's the question. How do we define what basic things kids should learn? Because back then, it was as simple as I remember my elementary classes. It was language science, reading and religion. Language science, reading, religion, Filipino, araling panlipunan, and math. That's it. That's the 7 subjects that I had to learn as an elementary student. But then, I just mentioned, psychology is very important. Mental health is very important. Um, Theology and philosophy arguably are hallmarks to learning anything. Diba? Basic din yun. Maybe teach them in high school. I think some progressive schools have already begun teaching philosophy in high school. No, it's interesting. It's interesting, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, chat. Pwede, di ba? HTML, yeah. Tinuruan din kami ng HTML. Isa pang problema yan. Sabi ni Ephemerus, di ba, sobrang daming angles of attacks para improving educational system. But it's just all imploding everywhere in the world. Isa pang problema yan. We don't even have enough teachers who have sufficient credibility. Let alone literal number of teachers. Diba? Ang daming problema. Pag pinoblema pa natin, masistress lang tayo. Kaya mag-move on na tayo. Alright? Let's move on to a lighter topic, chat. A lighter topic. You just have to pick. We just have to pick this or that. Very, very simple. Lumpiang Shanghai o lumpiang toge? That's it. Ano muna? Decompress muna tayo. That's another angle, Ephemeros. Lumpiang Shanghai or lumpiang toge? One only. One only. Hindi pwedeng Shanghai lang, hindi pwedeng toge. Miguel, Rin, Artie, ano mga sagot ninyo? Andrew, Shanghai greater than toge. Oh, you gotta pick one, Chad. Lumpiang sariwa. Okay, come on. Lumpiang sariwa, parang lumpiang toge lang yun, di ba? Na hindi luto, na hindi pinrito. Okay. Again, I have another unpopular opinion that might get me canceled. Growing up and maturing is realizing that lumpiang toge is superior. Yeah, because kids can eat lumpiang Shanghai all day. Ay, iba ba ang sariwa sa toge? Okay. I mean, kids could eat lumpiang Shanghai all day, but kids can't eat lumpiang toge because they don't know that gulay is the way. But yeah, again, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's a hard choice between the two. Depende pa yan. There's an entire can of worms that we can open up pagdating sa sausawan. Oof. Yo, may magandang sinabi si Miguel. Yo, Miguel, Libulan, lika dito sa YouTube. Napalipat na namin yung iba kanina, Libulan. Same username, CI Benipayo. Maganda yung sinabi ni Miguel. I think you just ended the conversation. The best lumpiang Shanghai could never beat the top tier toge. You're right. All right, end of discussion. And then, if that's not enough, nail on the coffin, sabi ni LJ, may protein ba ang lumpiang toge? Wala. Okay. I'm wrong. So let's talk about another this or that before we talk about another video that I saw on the internet today. Chat, very simple. Less arguing. Less random options. Wala na tayong makikitang stray option na gusto ko lumpiang sariwa. or dynamite lumpia? Wala na. Very simple question. Hot or cold champurado? Yun lang. Yun lang yung tanong this time. Hot or cold champurado? Hot? Hot? Okay, okay. We're not seeing a lot of answers. Hot. Dude, it's the morning. Hot? Well, how? Okay. Counter argument, Levi. What if yung champurado kinain ng merienda? Diba? You want something cooler. Kung merienda siya kasi mainit-init yung araw. Pagdating sa champurado, I'm team cold. Hot pa rin. Ooh, hey, come on. Chat, Miguel keeps on cooking. What the fuck? Miguel keeps on cooking, chat. Ang galing na makasagot ni Miguel. Dang. Hot champurado with a cold beverage. That's not a bad idea. I like my champurado how I like my men. Kala ko sasabihin mo brown. For a second there, LJ. Okay. Alright, we can move on then. Crazy dental work. Yung ngilo. Ngilo overload eh, no? Dark and textured. We're still talking about champurado, right? SWG? I just want to confirm. When you said dark and textured, champurado pa rin ang pinag-uusapan, di ba? May champurado ka, Yel? The heck? Okay. Another one. Another, not this or that anymore, but something I saw on Reddit. I'm enjoying this subreddit, by the way. The subreddit is called May Nagchat. So basically, screenshots lang siya ng mga conversations ng mga tao. Kaya parang gusto ko ng champurado rin mamaya eh. Sorry Not Sorry is the title of this Reddit thread. And this is just a reply that is cooked to perfection. Troy, insan, magandang hapon. Nakausap ko kasi ang papa mo at gusto ka makausap. Baka pwede mo nang pagbigyan? Total, may sakit siya. Si Troy, walang pakialam. Si Troy, galit na galit. Si Troy, wala nang pasensya para sa tatay niya. Sagot ni Troy, walang maganda sa hapon kung yan ang message mo. Sabihin mo sa kanya, dun siya sa mga kabit niya. Huwag kami ang abalahin niya ngayong para siyang namamatay na. E di mamatay siya. Ngayon, kung naaawa kayong mga kamag-anak niya sa kanya, e di alagaan niyo. Troy has no chill. Oh man. I mean, I wanna take it light, okay? Take it light on this conversation. Troy is mad. Troy is not happy with his dad. Troy is very disappointed. I know. Sobrang perfect nung chat eh, di ba? Walang maganda sa hapon kung yan ang message mo. This goes on, by the way. Ito. Insan. Ito. Wait, let's see if I could... There. Insan, wag naman ganyan. Papa mo pa din yun. Ooh. Insan with the classic rebuttal. tatay mo pa rin yan. Kamag-anak mo pa rin yan. Diba? Respeto naman, tatay mo pa rin yan. Ano kaya sinabi ni Troy? Bullshit. Parang hindi nyo alam mga ginawa niya sa amin. Palibhasa na kinabang kayo sa mga nilustay niya. You know what? If you care about him, alagaan nyo. Kamag-anak nyo pa rin yan, di ba? Wala na akong pakialam dyan. Subukan yung mag-reach out kay mama talaga. Ako makakalaban nyo. I've had enough of him and his douche ass. And I've had enough of you and people like you meddling with our problem. Wala naman kayong inambag sa amin. You tolerated his cheating ass countless times. Pinagtakpan nyo pa. Kasi ano, binibigyan kayo ng pera? Yung iPhone mo saan galing? Sa kanya, di ba? Alam mo ba saan galing ang perang binibigay niya sa inyo dati? Sa amin. Kami nagpakahirap sa negosyo. Siya nagpakasasa. Putang ina, tigilan nyo kami. He's mad. Yo, Troy! Troy, man! I am rooting for Troy. 100% Troy, please. Please, sana talaga. Yo, what's up, FTTM? Are you the real FTTM? Yo, you're the real FTTM! Follow the trend. Yo, chat, FTTM is in TikTok right now. What's up, FTTM? Nakailang brand deal na tayo, hindi mo lang alam. Ikaw parati yung ginagawang reference ng mga brand deal natin. What's up? What's up, FTTM? How? I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of a brand.
Thank you. So
A brand deal na nadamay ka na. Teka. Hanapin ko Stay there. Ito ba yun? Have you heard about the Wilka drama? Breaks my heart that... No, hindi ito. Pero ibang Lazada. Wait. Ibang Lazada. Nadamay ka pa. Wait, chat. I just wanna entertain FTTM here for a bit. Ibang Lazada, ano yun? Ibang Lazada video. I think March. Birthday ng Lazada nung March. Ito. I knew it. Remember the... what? Fuck, bumalik siya all the way. Lazada brand deal yun eh. I know where it is. FTTM, stay there. There you go. This, don't break my bank. I got sent 3 videos to react to. I'm hearing screaming, I'm hearing shouting, I saw people fighting. The first video is this one. Ay, wala eh. Wala ka dito. Hey, banks this. Wala ka dito, pero happening here. I think ginamit kang reference. There you go. Ginamit kang reference for me to create a video out of. If not, pinapunta ako sa inyo para magkaroon ng inspiration or mismong post nyo yata yung nireactan ko dapat tas imo-modify ko. Parang ganun. Nasa gitna? You look up here, may pabitin din. What else is that gonna be? Random? Biglang naandyan? Pabitin. Yun! Yo, let's go! O, diba? Nag-collab na tayo, FTTM. Hindi mo lang alam. So yeah, that's the Lazada birthday sale. Yeah. There you go. O, diba? Alright, balik tayo dito. FTTM, I appreciate you dropping by the stream. Collab ba tayo? At nasa report? Ni-report mo kami. Joke lang. Ang collab na hindi inaasahan. Chat, the best to. FTTM. Please follow them. Genuinely funny content across the board. Facebook ko mostly nako-consume yung content nyo. Pag sinishare ng friends ko or nakikita ko, mas doon lumalabas yung content ng FTTM. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for dropping by the stream. And hopefully, magkaroon pa tayo ng collabs, whether direct or indirect, just like the last one. Yeah, yan pala ibig sabihin ng FDTM. See you around. Okay, let's move on, chat. So yeah, Troy is mad. Troy, like you guys said, forgiveness sometimes doesn't equal reconciliation. Ang hirap ng forgive and forget, no? I think tied to the very essence of forgiveness is a complete letting go. And if you're not ready to let go, you're not ready to forgive, and Troy doesn't give a wala siyang pakialam sa insan niya. Galing, di ba? Look at the replies, chat. By the way, siya rin yata si OP. In fairness sa'yo, OP, walang pagdududa. Dapat ganyan, isang decision lang. Walang maganda sa hapon. Yo, you gotta, I feel like this is a good reply. In the future, if somebody says good morning or good afternoon, only to follow with something utterly negative na masisira yung araw mo, diretsuhin mo na. Walang maganda sa hapon kung yan ang message mo. Props to OP. You either forgive or forget. Can't do both. Oof, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Forgive and forget? Nope. Forgive or forget? Probably even more possible. Okay, we can move on from that too, chat. I didn't prepare a lot for you today, but I have another one here. Pet peeve unlocked. Actually, matagal ko na tong pet peeve. So the title of this Reddit thread, nakuha ko to sa gulong. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. You choose your own family. Yeah, there's a quote for that actually. Along the same lines, libulan. Blood is thicker than water, but rivers run deeper. Yun yung quote, diba? Blood is thicker than water, but rivers yung alam ko. Run deep. Is that the quote I know? Blood is thicker than water, but rivers run deeper is the one that I know. But basically, there you go. Blood may be thicker than water, but rivers run deeper. Goes hand in hand with what you said. Na blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Mismo. Okay, let's move on. Ito, yung gusto ko i-share sa inyo, pet peeve unlocked. Like I said, mga nagda-drive dyan, mga passenger princess dyan, alam kong may iilan. Sa kaliit-liit ng sasakyan mo, nahirapan ka pa talagang mag-park. Bro. Bakit may name drop SWG? It's always the small cars. Mga ano sila eh, no? Mga demonyo. Mga demonyo ng parking lot na akala mo, uy, may bakante. Pag abante mo, ay may kotse na pala. Hindi naman sana mahirap mag-park sa mga mall. Bakit ganito pa? I wonder why. What could be... Okay. Probably what could have happened here is naunang ano na to? Okay. Benefit of the doubt, chat. Right? Kagagaling lang natin kay Troy na galit na galit. Ano tayo? Let's benefit of the doubt. Pero mali pa rin. Pwede na itong pick up na to, nahuli nang mag-park to. Prior to the pick up, may malaking kotse na nag-park na dito. At itong si Mirage, napilitan lang isiksik yung sarili niya. Kasi kasya naman siya eh. Diba? So before the pickup, there was a large vehicle which actually was the first one to do the wrong parking. Sabi ni Mirage, gayahin ko nga. Kasya naman ako eh. So maybe that's it. Personal experience, may ganun na nangyayari sa may parking area namin dati malapit sa gym. Masikip yung mga linya or yung mga lanes. So ang nangyayari, pag may isang pangit yung parking, lahat damay. Correct ka dyan, Mok. Another one from Cars PH. New modus. Pangit pakinggan ng modus. Modus. Bagong modus, chat. Bagong pakulo. Dapat may dashcam. Di pa ako nabibiktima ng ganito. So, hopefully, it never happens to anyone here in the chat as well. Be safe, and kung wala pa kayong dashcam, please, for the love of God, bumili na kayo ng dashcam. It saves lives, literally. Yo, that actually hurt. Yo! Look at that! Look at this, chat! Look at this! He actually really hurt himself. Look! Ngayon ko lang ito nakita, oh. He actually probably really hurt himself. If you look here, nagkaroon ng break yung glass. Or reflection lang ba yan? Oh, di nawala, oh. He actually... Mangsa-scam na nga lang siya, yung nasaktan ba talaga siya? Wala before, oh. Yung break ng glass. Bro! Physics! Look at that! Siyempre, hassle pa yan, di ba? Hassle pa yan na kailangan niyang paayos yung buong front window niya. The heck? Rampant daw sa US. The question here that Ali Orts had earlier is, bakit may nagvi-video na? And I feel like the answer to that would be, napansin na siguro tong ginagawa niya kanina pa. But I don't think he's gonna do it again after this. Just because of the amount of head damage to his HP that happened when he hit the front glass. Look at that. And makakapal ang makakapal ang front glass. These are meant to be especially thick. Ayaw niya na. Enough scamming for today. Alright, let's see the comments. The heck? Red na, no? Kailangan niya muna mag-recover. Can we just simply drive away sa ganyan if may dashcam naman? Oo naman, yung kotse ang victim eh. Tas wala pa sila pera pambayad kapag may nasira sa car. Kawawa insurance dyan. Not even worth lawyering up. Yes, wala naman mag-press charge dyan. And kung meron man, and hopefully may dashcam ka for proof na modus sila. You can simply say na nag-iingat ka for possible dangerous outcome kung hihintuan mo at bababaan yan. Baka kuyugin ka ng mga kasama niyan kung meron. New? That's not new. Shitheads have been doing this for a long time. Hindi pa ako nagda-drive, may ganyan na. Layo ng tinalsik. Tapos bumangon, sabi ni Direk, cut! Sa China, maraming ganyan. Parang tanga. Yeah. Siguro hindi bagong scam, but something that we have to keep watching for. All right, I think we can end the stream here. I will see you on Monday, chat, but I do want to leave you with this nice little message as we wrap things up. Nice, simple message, chat. Title of this thread is, I hope we heal from the battles we don't talk about. And then a cake here that says, today is another day. Hopefully, I said that in the right way because parang nung sinabi ko, today is another day, parang parang sawang-sawan eh. Today is another day. Alright, chat. Wishing everybody good vibes over the weekend. Please stay safe and stay wet. But stay safe. Nag-i-intensify daw yung bagyo. I think I've gotten texts from everywhere, from the PMO of our building to Globe, to random banks saying, maybe not banks, but maybe even GCash saying na nag-i-intensify na ang bagyo. But yeah, going back to the title, yeah, sabi it's getting worse daw. But maybe hindi direct hit ang Manila. Please do pray for those who do take the direct hit from this typhoon. But going back here, chat, I mean this. I hope we do heal from the battles we don't talk about. I know when we stream, we come together and decompress. And I don't know, probably just try our best to have a good time. And perhaps some of us, maybe most of us, are going through shit that we don't really like talking about, or we don't really like sharing because, you know, why would we share more shit here on the stream when we're here to actually decompress? So the truth is that sana talaga you find the opportunity to heal, because we all have these secret battles, diba? Yeah, enjoy the W's. Stack up the small wins. Stack the small wins because eventually they amount to something. Yeah. Yeah, chat, feel free, by the way, to make this your... I mean, that's what we try to do, right? Try our best to make this a safe space. Say what you want as long as you're not hurting anybody, diba? Si Manong ba, gugustuhin mo bang mag-heal? Yes, please. Yung yung head damage niya. That head damage was real. Go ahead, Romeo. Drop it, Romeo. I want to give a huge shout out to the following people. Mommy Keiko, of course, for our super chat. Wait. Mommy Keiko for our super chat. Gio for our TTs. Mommy Keiko again for our super chat. Okay, for him, definitely. Oh, I want to give a huge shout out to the following people na nag-migrate from TikTok. Miguel Libulan, if I'm not mistaken. And sino pa yung isang nag-migrate, yung nagpadala ng iba-ibang colored hearts? Come on. Where are you? Yung nagpadala ng iba-ibang mga kulay na heart. The first one to migrate, I think. Where are you? Hindi ko na mahanap. I think it was Art. Art ba? Si Art ba yun? Okay, so Romeo here. Next time. When you go to a dark place, how do you get out? It's a good question. How do you get out? Fuck. Okay, I have one. It may not be your style, or it may not be your style, or it may not be something that works for you, Romeo. But when I get to a dark place, I think one of the... I have two go-tos. One of them is to actually recognize that I am in this dark place. I'm feeling anxious. Like I say it and I acknowledge it and I feel it. I let it course through my body. Hindi ko nilalabanan. I'm feeling anxious. I'm nervous. I'm feeling shitty. Instead of fighting it, I somewhat lean into it. Understand that it's a reality that I'm going through right now. And then right after I've learned to accept or understand that, I then go on to my step 2, which is focusing on the things that are within my control. And then step 3 is being present. So that's my personal way to do it. Again, it may not work for you, but going back, accept, focus on what I can control, and then be in the present. And then, it's easier said than done, because when it's actually happening, it's hard to be present. But accepting what's going on with me makes it easier for me to be present and understand that not everything is in my control. So yun yung akin, Romeo. Hirap, 'di ba? Sometimes pinakakalaban yung I am not gonna deny it, Romeo. Sometimes the biggest battle is in here. 'Di ba? It's not in the outside world. It's most of the time the battle is in our heads. No good answer, honestly, Romeo. I can only really share with you what I do. I'm not gonna die. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, Romeo. You know it. Talagang the situation you're in is you're living in a very, very tough scenario. And I think the fact that you're here, right, and you're still making it, just goes to show the kind of person that you are. I mean, shit, the stuff that you just said right now, that's tough. That's really tough. We got you, Romeo. Yeah, take the small wins and stack them talaga. Stack them as high as you can. One at a time. One at a time too is another good way to do it. Take it one at a time. I mean, shit, ang hirap talaga, Romeo. Nasabay-sabay nangyari, di ba? Easier to tell you, Romeo, to just, brush it off. But fuck, how can you brush it off kapag ganyan yung nangyayari? Romeo, basta, andito kami para sa'yo. And yeah, yun mismo. We'll do our best, Romeo, to be here for you. Keep us updated, okay? Keep us updated and thank you too. Thank you to Romeo sa lahat ng mga sinishare mo, insights mo, and just being unapologetic with your opinions, whether or not it's for or against the grain. Yeah. Yeah, no. It's gonna be the weekend. So Romeo, basta, importante. Alam mo, andito kami for you. Okay, chat? Have a great evening. Have a great weekend. Stay wet, but stay safe. Thank you again sa mga lumipat from TikTok. Libulan, Miguel, and I'm still trying to find the other one. Yung nagpadala ng 3 colored hearts. There you go. RT. Tama nga naman, RT. Good night. Thank you, Benny fam. Thank you to our mods too. Lately, I've been forgetting to thank the mods, and that's on me. Thank you kay Bok. Thank you kay Paring Ray. Thank you kay OJ. Our mods who dropped by the stream tonight. Good night, everyone.